Welcome to the first episode of the People's Countryside about the old Wycombe railway line. And we've just navigated Brasenose Driftway in Cowley there. And basically we want to just explore quickly the history of that part of Cowley.
Yeah, and how much this whole area has changed. I mean, the whole of East Oxford has changed quite drastically over the last 100 years, but specifically we're talking about this road here and how much development has been here and how the nature has changed in this local area. So yeah, it should be quite interesting.
And up until probably the late 50s, Oxford stopped at Brasenose Driftway. It was just open fields. And I was talking to somebody who lived in Cranmer Road the other day, and they were saying that they actually remember seeing the steam train going along the old Wycombe line over towards Horsepath.
Yeah, the actual view from here without this housing and without the industrial estate on the other side of the bypass would have been completely unobstructed, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You'd have been able to see, and also the fact that the railway line is also on an embankment as well, which would have helped. And yeah, and steam trains are very visible from a long distance, aren't they?
Well, and I grew up in this area. I grew up in Crawford Road in Cowley, and that is, as we're looking along Brasenose Driftway now, that's on the left. I've actually got a number of books on this subject of this area. One of the books is this one, and a hive of information, and it actually says about Brasenose Driftway. It was named after Brasenose Farm, which is just over the ring road, and the college, Brasenose College, because Brasenose College owned land around here. And there was a local field called Open Brasenose, which is when you walk into Shotover, it's on the right hand side, and up until the 30s it was open fields, and you used to get tree pipits over there. Since the 30s it's all grown over, so it just looks like part of Brasenose Wood now, but that field used to be called Open Brasenose.
And I was just going to say, of course, you can probably quite clearly hear the bypass here, which is very close. But at that time, the bypass wouldn't have been there, would it? It would have been the late 1950s potentially when this came through.
Late 50s, the ring road was built.
So there would have been no boundary at all between here and the farm, which is just the other side of the bypass from here, isn't it?
And it basically says the street name of Brasenose Driftway was given it in 1936, and it was officially adopted in 1946. But I've got this other book. So that dotted line there is where Cranmer Road would have been. It is now. It used to be a dirt track.
Yeah. That's
the old barracks, because this whole area was regimental.
And this here is Holloway.
That's Holloway.
This is Horsepath Road here.
Yep.
Which I'd imagine the bypass would normally go. It's roughly about sort of
here.
Almost
the
here. Yeah. Because
there.
there's Brasenose Farm there, right?
Yep.
And there's a quarry down here as well, by the looks of it.
And you can see here the open Brasenose I was talking about.
Yeah.
So Brasenose Driftway would go all the way up to there. You can see that this, up until the 30s, this was just all fields, and that just indicates how much we've encroached.
And that's particularly in the whole of East Oxford, though.
Yeah.
You can go right up to, I think it's Magdalen Road, where the tram used to stop, and there was nothing beyond that. I saw a photo recently, which we can share with you, which is of the Cowley Road when Henry Taunt's old photo shop used to be there, his own house and studio used to be there, and there's nothing there apart from his house, really.
Oxford ended at the Regal.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, so what we want to do is we want to explore the Wycombe railway line now and show how nature has reclaimed that old industrial line in reverse to this. We've taken this over, and now nature is taking some of our work over.